Happening now, the National Grid has granted Great Lakes Cheese a $1.5 million boost for a new manufacturing facility. And the YWCA has received a grant to better aid and service families affected by domestic violence. Plus, it's time to meet our newest Pet of the Week.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Thank you for joining us, Western New York News Now. I'm Lee Kane Jr. Those stories and more are coming up, but first, a fatal head-on collision on Freedom Road in the town of Freedom on June 17, 2023 has resulted in serious injuries and casualties and the subsequent arrest of Evan R. Klink, 21, on multiple charges including murder in the second degree and vehicular manslaughter. On June 17, 2023 at 12:07 p.m., state troopers from State Police Machias responded to a devastating head-on collision on Freedom Road. The collision involved a 2006 Dodge Ram driven by Evan R. Klink, 21, and a 2005 Ford Focus operated by Dahlia J. Klink, 24, with 3 passengers including a 4-year-old child. Tragically, 2 of the Ford's passengers, Havana S. Lopez, 17, and Molly Kibler, 6, both residents of Freedom, New York, lost their lives at the scene. Dahlia J. Klink and another passenger sustained serious injuries and were transported by Mercy Flight. Regrettably, on June 18, 2023, Dahlia J. Klink succumbed to her injuries while at Erie County Medical Center. In a recent development on September 21, 2023, Evan R. Klink was arrested on charges that include murder in the second degree, aggravated vehicular homicide, vehicular manslaughter in the first degree, vehicular assault in the first degree, reckless driving, and driving while ability impaired by drugs. Notably, the operators of both vehicles were brother and sister. The investigation was a collaborative effort involving the New York State Police Collision Reconstruction Unit, Bureau of Criminal Investigation, Cattaraugus County District Attorney's Office, and Arcade Fire Department. While in other news, Erie County District Attorney John J. Flynn has been chosen by the International Association of Prosecutors, IAP, to present his office's approach to a racially motivated mass shooting at their 28th General Meeting in London, England. Erie County District Attorney John J. Flynn has been invited to address an international audience of prosecutors at the 20th General Meeting of the International Association of Prosecutors, IAP, in London, England. His presentation, titled Buffalo Strong, the Role of the Prosecutor After Racially Motivated Mass Shooting, will focus on his office's response to a tragic event that occurred last May when a gunman killed 10 victims and injured 3 others during a rampage at a Buffalo grocery store on Jefferson Avenue. In addition to detailing the investigation and prosecution of the assailant, DA Flynn's presentation will highlight the support provided by the Erie County District Attorney's Office and partner organizations to the affected families, survivors, witnesses, and the broader community. District Attorney Flynn, who also served as the president of the National District Attorneys Association, NDAA, previously presented this topic at conferences across the United States, offering guidance and support to communities grappling with similar incidents. Expressing his gratitude for the opportunity, DA Flynn emphasized the importance of prosecutors being prepared to support victims, witnesses, and communities while ensuring justice and upholding the rule of law. The IAP, founded in 1995, is a global community of prosecutors dedicated to setting ethical standards, promoting the rule of law, and enhancing international cooperation to combat crime. The association comprises organizations and individuals representing over 177 countries. Well, in other news, on the night of September 20, 2023, Chautauqua County Sheriff's Road Patrol conducted a traffic stop on Route 20 in the village of Silver Creek, leading to the arrest of Karen A. Winginter, a 43-year-old resident of West Seneca, New York. The traffic stop was initiated due to the absence of taillights on her vehicle. Upon further investigation, she was allegedly found to be driving while intoxicated. She was then promptly taken into custody and transported to the town of Pomfret substation for processing. Subsequently, Karen Winginter was released with tickets and is scheduled to appear in the town of Hanover court at a later date to address the charges of DWI and DWI per se. While in other news, a domestic disturbance on Pearl Avenue involving 19-year-old Tyron L. Wofford resulted in charges of criminal mischief in the 3rd degree and criminal obstruction of breathing/blood circulation. Wofford is currently held pending arraignment at Jamestown City Court. In an incident that occurred on September 20, 2023 at approximately 11:50 p.m., 10:50 p.m., officers from the 3rd Platoon were dispatched to a residence on Pearl Avenue following reports of a disorderly person. Upon arrival, it was determined that Tyron L. Wofford had been involved in a confrontation during which he allegedly grabbed a female by the neck. Additionally, property damage was reported at the scene. Wofford was subsequently taken into custody and transported to the city jail, where he remains held pending his arraignment at Jamestown City Court. Charges filed against him include criminal mischief in the 3rd degree relating to the property damage and criminal obstruction of breathing/blood circulation in connection with the alleged physical altercation. As WNY News Now continues, the YWCA has received a $600,000 grant to help those affected by domestic violence. And later, the Audubon is gearing up for a children's literary event. Stay with us as WNY News Now will be right back.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
You are loved. You are valued. You are resilient. You got this.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides at aarp.org/caregiving.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
National Grid has recently energized Great Lakes Cheese's new Franklinville manufacturing facility, supporting the company with $1.5 million in grants for economic development, energy efficiency, and EV make-ready funding. This funding is set to bolster the local manufacturer's competitiveness and help retain and create hundreds of jobs at their impressive $621 million, 500,000 square foot facility. Matt Wilkinson, Vice President of IT and Business Development for Great Lakes Cheese, expressed gratitude, emphasizing their need for a reliable energy supplier committed to the New York community. National Grid Regional Director Ken Kajawa highlighted the facility's significance as the largest economic development project in Cattaraugus County, foreseeing a positive impact on regional employment. Phase 1 of the facility was energized on September 8th, enabling Great Lakes Cheese to initiate testing ahead of the 2024 opening. The final energization phase, to be completed later this year, will provide 15 megawatts of electricity through a newly constructed 34.5 kV distribution line. Upon completion in 2024, the Franklinville site will transition operations from cheese packaging to manufacturing, doubling cheese production and daily milk purchases to 4 million pounds. Great Lakes Cheese received a $500,000 economic development grant, a $1 million energy efficiency incentive, and $33,000 for EV charging stations from National Grid, reinforcing their commitment to the project. Senator George Borrello and Assemblyman Joseph Giglio both commended National Grid's contribution, highlighting the collaborative effort behind this transformative project for economic development and job opportunities in the region. Well, in other news, the YWCA has received a grant to better aid and service families affected by domestic violence. Staff at the YWCA are seemingly overjoyed for the opportunity to provide better care to victims, children, and perpetrators of domestic violence. Our Alyssa Wright spoke to the YWCA Executive Director Amanda Giesing and the Program Director for Supervised Visitation, Lauren Peters, to hear their thoughts.
We got a $600,000 grant from the Office of Violence Against Women. It's a federal grant. And what that grant is for is to help us with our supervised visitation and safe exchange program, to allow us to serve victims of domestic violence and the perpetrators as well.
We're breaking a ceiling, honestly. We've been doing this for 7 years now, and it's such a need in the community to have something, or a program that helps domestic violence, and especially the victims and especially the kids who are involved. So with this new grant, we're going to be doing a lot more work with those victims and, like she said, the perpetrators, and it's amazing. There's no other service like this in the area, and we are the closest one to Buffalo who actually charges more money for their service, which is, they're able to do that, but especially in Jamestown area, it's just not feasible to do. And it's to keep the kids safe, really. There's no other place around that's going to do that and that has the funds or the means to do that or the resources to do that. So here at the Y, we're very fortunate to be able to keep these kids safe and rebuild and reunification with their non-custodial parent is very important, especially in building healthy relationships as they grow up.
It's really going to enable us to continue our supervised visitation and safe exchange program and help us to prevent the escalation of future domestic violence incidences. It's very important that children have the relationship with both parents as much as possible, and this will really, we have a wait list of individuals that are referred to us for this program, and this is going to enable us to serve more families and really provide that much needed service in our community so that those children can have that relationship with both parents.
Those looking to get involved can make monetary donations or donations of toys and games of all ages to the YWCA. Well, in other news, the Audubon Community Nature Center in Jamestown, New York is gearing up for an engaging literary event aimed at young children and their families. The first Sunday story time, scheduled for October 1st, promises an enchanting journey through various habitats and seasons with a company of captivating animal characters. Doors to the event open at 12:20 p.m. with the program running from 12:30 to 1 p.m., followed by public access at 1 p.m. Best of all, admission to this event is free, making it an excellent opportunity for families to enjoy a day filled with stories and exploration. Attendees can not only revel in the stories, but also explore the indoor nature play area, view live animals, and peruse the exhibits. For those who prefer the outdoors, there's an outdoor nature play area and a chance to visit Soren, the red-tailed hawk, and Cricket, the American kestrel. Please note that participation is limited to 15 individuals and reservation for storytime are encouraged, preferably by Saturday, September 30th. To secure your spot, reach out to the Nature Center at 716-569-2345 during open hours or visit audubоncnc.org and navigate to programs and events. Walk-ins are welcome if space permits. Well, coming up next, it's time to meet our newest pet of the week. But first, we return with a look at our full weather forecast.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma.
Noah.
Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense weather.
Welcome back to WNY News Now. Well, today is the last day of summer, unfortunately, which means tomorrow arrives the first day of fall, which actually arrives Saturday morning at 2:50 in the morning. So hopefully everyone's ready for fall. It's been feeling like fall the past few days. Fall equinox arrives, and tomorrow we'll have roughly an equal amount of day and nighttime, and then going forward after Saturday, we'll have earlier sunsets and later sunrises, and that will continue until the winter solstice arrives on December 21st. Taking a look at almanac for yesterday, we made it to a high of 71 degrees, which is our average. Our low was 48, and the records for today, 90 set back into 1931 was our record high. Record low 24 set back more than 100 years ago in 1904. So let's time out future scan through the rest of the evening and through the week. And now system's going to ride up the East Coast. Models are still iffy on if we get any rain from this, but we will see an increase in cloud cover. That's one thing for certain. Cloud cover will increase from east to west across the region through the overnight hours and through the day tomorrow. So we'll call tomorrow a mostly cloudy day. A few showers on this model do try to sneak into the eastern portions of the southern tier and northern Pennsylvania late tomorrow afternoon and into the evening hours, and that will continue, at least on this model, through the day on Sunday. Now, some models are showing this rain farther off to our east, and this model brings the rain closer to our region. So we'll see what the models do over the next 24 hours if we actually do get this rain from this system. But one thing is for sure, it will bring a lot more cloud cover to the region over the weekend. Friday night lights tonight, Jamestown returns home to Strider Field as they take on Frontier and defend their undefeated record. Should be a good evening for high school football out there, although a little chilly, so might want to bring a jacket with you as temperatures will be dropping into the upper 50s throughout the evening with generally partly to mostly cloudy skies. So here's your weekend weather forecast for the Jamestown area. Tomorrow we'll have more clouds than sunshine, maybe a couple showers sneak into the area late in the afternoon and evening hours with highs in the mid to upper 60s. Mostly cloudy skies overnight tomorrow night, lows dropping into the upper 40s to the low to mid 50s, and then same thing on Sunday, mostly cloudy skies. A few showers will be possible. If we do see any showers on Sunday, it looks like they will be mainly confined to the southern tier and the eastern portions of the area, and the farther north and west you go, might get more sunshine. So here's the rest of that 7-day outlook powered by Ultimate Satellite Solutions. So after these shower chances possible Saturday and Sunday, high pressure will build back into the region for next week, and we're pretty much going to be dry for next week. So if we don't get any rain out of this system, does it look like we'll get rain anytime soon? Temperatures throughout the next week period will mainly be in the upper 60s to the lower 70s, so right around average with mainly dry conditions.
Andrew, thank you. Well, in an effort to help our furry friends find their forever homes, we've teamed up with the Chautauqua County Humane Society in a segment we like to call Pet of the Week.
Here we are at the Chautauqua County Humane Society in the cat colony, and we are featuring Smiley this week for the Western New York News Now Pet of the Week. Smiley's about 1.5 years old, and right now she's taking some time to chill out in our cat colony. See, we got a number of spaces where the cats can have some quiet time, so we're intruding just a little bit, but hey, we're trying to get her home. Like I said, she's about 1.5 years old. She's a little bit shy at first, but she's a friendly love bug once you get to know her. So stop on down to the Chautauqua County Humane Society. We're open today from 1 to 5:30. We're open tomorrow, Saturday, from 11 to 3. You can find our other hours at chqhumane.org. And stop on down. Ask to see Smiley. Yeah, she'd love to go home with you. And remember, every animal that comes or that is adopted from the Chautauqua County Humane Society has been spayed or neutered, has been updated on vaccinations, has a little bit of flea treatment like their first treatment, and is microchipped. And the microchip, it's not a tracking device, it's just something that can be scanned, and it has your important contact info just in case your pet should get out and somebody finds them. So it's a pretty cool package to goes along with the adoption. So stop in to the Chautauqua County Humane Society, 2825 Strunk Road in Jamestown, and meet your next furry family member. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Brian. To learn more about Smiley or any of the residents of the Humane Society, you can visit chqhumane.org. Coming up next, Governor Kathy Hochul has unveiled her plan to stop car thefts.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
If you want to speak truth to the masses, make it funny for the classes.
Hi everyone, Al Roker here. As a guy with his own catchphrase, I appreciate that Smokey's only said,
"Only you can prevent wildfires."
but I'm filling in because there's a lot more to report. Like when there are parched or windy conditions out there, you gotta be extra careful with things like burning yard waste. After all, wildfires can start anywhere, even in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Governor Kathy Hochul announced her 5-point plan to combat the high number of car thefts across the Empire State. This plan will include $55 million to support local law enforcement and prevention efforts. The car thefts are commonly targeting certain Kia and Hyundai model vehicles in counties all across New York State. Hochul is calling the plan the Comprehensive Auto Theft Reduction Strategy, or CARS. The governor announced her plans alongside elected officials, law enforcement, and the State Department Motor Vehicles Commissioner. These actions will include fast-tracking $50 million for law enforcement technology and equipment, and another $5 million for enhancement of youth justice alternatives and division programming for teens and young adults. The governor explains that as violent crime continues to fall statewide, these actions will provide support to stop these car thefts and stop the thieves in their tracks. Well, that's going to be it for us today. I'd like to thank you all for watching. News continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com and on our mobile app. You can download it today for free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. We're also on Channel 716 on Roku and at Channel716.com. Thank you for watching.